August 2025, Zandvoort. Max Verstappen's home turf erupts, but Racing Bull steals the spotlight. Both cars in Q3, Hajar on the podium. And leaked data drops a bombshell RB's pace rivals Red Bulls, is Verstappen holding up a crumbling empire. The F1 world is stunned. The 2025 Dutch Grand Prix was set to be Max Verstappen's victory lap, a celebration of Dutch dominance before 105,000 orange-clad fans. Instead, Racing Bull's Red Bull Racing's junior team ignited a firestorm that shook the Formula One paddock to its core. Daniel Ricciardo and rookie Hajar powered the Varbode into Q3, a rare feat for a team battling Aston Martin and Williams for P6 in the Constructors' Championship. Hadjar's third-place finish, trailing McLaren's Oscar Piastri and Verstappen, was historic. The 20-year-old Frenchman became the fifth youngest driver to podium in F1 history, joining legends like Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. "I was living a dream," Hajar said post-race, his voice trembling with pride. "Standing on the podium with Max, my idol, was surreal." Verstappen's second place, while podium-worthy, carried a bitter edge. "We're too close to our sister team," he told Dutch broadcaster Viaplay, his jaw tight with frustration. Leaked telemetry data, shared within Red Bull GmbH and later reported by Autosport, revealed a staggering truth: the VCARBO to match the RB21's pace in Zandvoort's high-speed sectors, particularly turns 7 and 8, where Verstappen lost 0.3 seconds per lap to Piastri due to the RB21's poor mechanical grip on hard compound tires. Verstappen's fastest lap was 0.650 seconds slower than Piastri's, while Hajar stayed within 3 seconds during green flag conditions, lapping at 1 meter 13.8 to 1 seconds. Red Bull's strategy avoiding the hard tires after Verstappen called them undrivable. In FP to help, but RB's setup let Hajar attack with confidence, his car responding intuitively to every input. The emotional stakes were palpable. Hajar, a Red Bull junior since his karting days in 2017, sprayed champagne alongside his hero, his grin a beacon of hope for Faenza. Verstappen, the hometown titan, faced probing questions about Red Bull's form. Fans in the grandstands, waving orange flags, were torn. Pride in Max's fight clashed with shock at RB's audacity. The constructors' standings told a grim tale. Red Bull sat fourth with 172 points, 365 behind McLaren's 537, while RB's 60 points placed them seventh, their best since AlphaTauri's 142 in 2021. Verstappen led the Drivers' Championship, charged with 187 points, third behind Piastri and Lando Norris. But Hajar's 37 points and Liam Lawson's 20 outshone Yuki Tsunoda's meager 10 in Red Bull colors. Zandvoort wasn't a fluke, it was a flare signaling Red Bull's vulnerability. The Zandvoort bombshell exposed a philosophical chasm between Red Bull Racing and Racing Bulls. The RB21, Red Bull's 2025 machine, is a bespoke weapon tailored to Verstappen's aggressive, high-commitment style. Its sharp front end and loose rear demand surgical precision, rewarding Max's ability to wrestle oversteer through corners like Suzuka's Degnerta or Imola's Tamburello. Former teammate Alex Albon described it as driving with a computer mouse set to 100% sensitivity on Twitch, and you're gone. Verstappen's brilliance shown in Japan, where his pole lap and race win showcase his mastery. In Imola, he converted pole to victory, defying the RB21's narrow setup window. But for others, the car is a nightmare. Yuki Tsunoda, promoted from RB after Japan, has struggled, his best qualifying AP7 in Belgium, scoring just 10 points in 13 races. Liam Lawson, Verstappen's teammate for 2 races in Australia and China, was dropped after Q1 exits, unable to tame the RB21's volatility. "It's like wrestling a bull," Tsunoda might confess, his voice heavy with frustration. "One mistake, and you're punished." Racing Bulls, led by technical director Alan Perman, took a radically different approach. "We built the VCARBO2 to be a driver's friend," Perman told MOTORSPORT.com. "Over the winter, we focused on drivability-wide setup windows, forgiving handling, mid-season upgrades, including a revised floor, diffuser, and suspension tweaks, boosted pace, particularly in high downforce tracks like Zandvoort and Hungary." Hajar's Q4 and podium, despite an engine scare in FP1, proved the car's potential. Lawson, returning to RB after his RBR stint, scored P8 in Hungary, his confidence restored. "It's a different world," Lawson might say, relief evident. "This car lets me attack without fear, head-to-head." Hajar leads Lawson 12-3 in qualifying, a testament to the VCA RB02's accessibility. RB's strategy, informed by driver feedback and data from Red Bull's wind tunnel, has created a car that empowers rather than intimidates. Max Verstappen is Red Bull Racing's lifeline. His 187 points, including dominant wins in Japan and Imola, keep RBR in the fight despite the RB21's shortcomings. BBC Sports' Andrew Benson hailed his Suzuka pole as one of the greatest in F1 history, a lap that shaves 0.2 seconds off his 2024 benchmark in Imola. He outpaced McLaren's Norris by 0.7 seconds in qualifying, converting pole to victory. But Zandvoort exposed cracks. The car's not where it needs to be, Verstappen said, pinpointing weak low-speed grip and tire management issues in turns 7 and 8. He lost 0.3 seconds per lap to Piastri, forced to conserve tires where Hajar carried momentum. The RB21's hard tire struggles, evident in FP2's long-run data, left Verstappen fighting his own machine. The emotional burden is crushing. Verstappen carries Red Bull's legacy 4 consecutive drivers' titles from 2021 to 2024, 65 career wins, and 118 podiums. His contract, running through 2028, reflects a bond forged as a 17-year-old prodigy in 2015. But 2025, with only 2 wins compared to 19 in 2023, echoes the frustrations of 2020. When Red Bull trailed Mercedes, "I'm giving everything," he might say, exhaustion creeping into his voice, but the car has to meet me halfway. Rumors swirl. Toto Wolff's Mercedes interest, fueled by Lewis Hamilton's 2026 Ferrari move, offers a tantalizing escape. Verstappen's comments about GT3 racing as a fallback, reported by Planet F1, hint at his unease. A performance clause, allowing an exit if he fell outside the top 3 by Hungary, was nullified by his Belgian sprint win, but the paddock senses his restlessness. Red Bull's 2025 struggles trace back to seismic upheavals. Adrian Newey's March 2025 move to Aston Martin, announced after months of speculation, gutted RBR's technical core. Jonathan Wheatley's Audi deal, finalized in June, and Christian Horner's July dismissal as team principal, framed by Helmut Marko as performance-related, left a leadership vacuum. Laurent Mekies, promoted from RB, inherited a daunting task. "We're here to win championships," he told F1.com, but a 12-week transition gap disrupted RB1 development. Correlation issues, simulator data misaligning with track performance stole crucial FP1 time, with Hungary's Q8 debacle exposing the problem. The RB21's narrow setup window and low-speed grip woes, evident in Zandvoort's 0.3-second deficit in turns 1 to 3, reflect a car built for Verstappen's genius but punishing for others. Newey's departure, after designing 13 championship-winning cars, was a body blow. His 2024 concerns about the RB20's high-speed balance carried into 2025, with the RB1 losing 0.5 seconds to McLaren in Monaco's Lowe's hairpin. Wheatley's exit as sporting director disrupted race strategy. RBR's Monaco pit stop delay cost Verstappen a shot at P2. Horner's removal, amid internal power struggles reported by Motorsport Week, left morale shaky. "It's like losing your compass," an imagined engineer might lament. Mekies, a Ferrari veteran, brings expertise, but rebuilding a fractured team while chasing 2026 regulations is a tall order. Red Bull Ford Powertrains, a new venture for 2026, faces scrutiny. Ford's lack of F1 experience contrasts with Ferrari's proven hybrid tech. Is Red Bull's second seat cursed, or is it the ultimate test of survival? Hadjar's meteoric rise from F to runner-up in 2024 to an F1 podium recalls Verstappen's own 2015 debut, while Lawson's redemption arc after a brutal demotion shows grit few expected. Under Faenza's nurturing culture, both shine where RBR falters, with Villeneuve already tipping Hajar for a 2026 promotion. Meanwhile, Tsunoda struggles in the unforgiving RB1. Nearly a second off Hajar's pace and barely scraping a P9, exposed the car's ruthless precision. Perez, long overshadowed by Verstappen despite flashes of brilliance, now faces Cadillac's 2026 offer, a signal that his talent may outgrow RBR's Verstappen-centric machine. In the battle for Red Bull's second seat, the question remains, who can master the car that only a savant seems able to tame? The 2025 F1 season marks the end of an era before the 2026 overhaul. 50% electric power, sustainable fuels, and lighter cars. Red Bull faces a turning point. Ford's inexperience in F1 contrasts sharply with Ferrari's hybrid mastery and Mercedes' turbo dominance, while McLaren's MCL39 upgrades and Ferrari's SF25 consistency leave RBR trailing with just 172 points. Meki's leadership and new facilities promise a rebuild, but the loss of Newey's genius and Wheatley's strategy cast doubt. Verstappen's loyalty depends on performance. Zandvoort's leaked data exposed cracks. Racing Bull's podium proved the threat, and Max now stands as Red Bull's lone shield. Can RBR rise again, or will the sport's brightest star seek glory elsewhere?